All right, let's be honest. For most founders, patent deadlines, they're a total chore, right? Just another line item on a spreadsheet you only deal with when you absolutely have to. But what if I told you those deadlines were actually a secret clock, one you could use to build a stronger, more valuable company? In this explainer, we're going to crack the code on that clock and turn those dreaded maintenance fees from a pain point into a powerful part of your business strategy.
You know the feeling. You're totally heads down, you're building, you're shipping product, just trying to keep the lights on. The last thing on your mind is some far-off government deadline. And then, bam, as this quote says, that scary email hits your inbox. It's such a classic founder blind spot, and honestly, it can put everything you've worked so hard for at risk.
So what exactly is this secret clock I'm talking about? Well, it's the predictable rhythm of maintenance fees set by the US Patent and Trademark Office. But here's the trick. Think of them less as payments and more as strategic checkpoints. You see, understanding this rhythm is the key to mastering your intellectual property and actually using it to drive your company's growth.
So this timeline here, this lays out the entire journey. You've got 3 crucial milestones: the first test at 3.5 years, the critical middle years at 7.5, and then the long game at 11.5 years. So let's break down what each of these moments really means for your business.
Okay, first up, the first test. This happens at the 3.5-year mark, and this is the moment your patent stops being just a document and really starts becoming a true business asset.
So you might be wondering, why does this fee even exist? Well, the USPTO created this whole schedule to make sure patents aren't just sitting on a shelf collecting dust, blocking innovation for no good reason. This first payment is basically you raising your hand and telling the world, hey, this invention is still valuable and we are absolutely serious about it.
And this right here really shows you the two sides of the coin. The risk is pretty simple. In the pure chaos of an early stage startup, it's just so easy to forget. But the signal you send by remembering to pay, it's incredibly powerful. You're telling investors, partners, and the entire market that your technology has real long-term value.
So how do you decide if you should pay? Well, this is your chance to ask some really tough questions. Is this invention still core to what you do? Is it protecting the very foundation you're building on? If the answer is yes, then this isn't an expense, it's a strategic investment, period.
And here's the crucial shift. Once you make that first payment, you fundamentally changed your mindset. Your patent isn't just a piece of paper in a file cabinet anymore. It is now a tangible asset you can license, use as leverage in deals, and point to during fundraising as hard proof of your defensibility.
All right, now we're entering the middle years. This is the 7.5-year mark. By now, your company's in a critical growth phase, competition is definitely heating up, and this next deadline, it's all about protecting your moat.
Think about it. By year 7, your company has probably seen some real traction. You've got revenue, you've got customers, and yeah, you've got a target on your back. This mid-cycle payment isn't just a formality. It's you reinforcing the wall around your invention, right when competitors are actively looking for a way in.
And here's what's so interesting at this stage. Internally, things can feel a lot more complex, right? The original founders might not even be tracking these details anymore. But externally, your patent's power is at its absolute peak. It's the shield that makes your company way more valuable and so much harder to copy.
The stakes are just so much higher now. I mean, if you've built a successful business on the back of this invention, letting that patent lapse at the 7.5-year mark is, well, it's catastrophic. The source material puts it perfectly. Your protection doesn't just fade away slowly, it evaporates. The moat you spent years digging is suddenly just gone.
So this checkpoint really demands a much deeper strategic review. You're not just asking if the invention is part of your business anymore. No, you're asking, is it protecting the very thing that keeps your business alive? We're talking about your competitive moat, your pricing power, and your entire long-term vision.
All right, let's move on to our final big checkpoint, the long game, at 11.5 years. At this point, it's not about short-term advantage anymore. This is all about cementing your company's legacy.
By now, your tech has been out in the wild for over a decade. This last major payment is what separates a fleeting idea from a truly foundational piece of technology. It's a signal to the entire world that your invention isn't just a cool feature, it's become part of the industry's infrastructure. And the choice at this stage really couldn't be more stark.
let it lapse, and your competitors can legally copy the core of what you created, basically erasing a decade of hard work. But maintain it, and you send this incredibly powerful signal that your technology is built to last, which, by the way, directly increases your company's valuation.
This is exactly what potential investors and acquirers love to see. A patent that's been maintained for over a decade just screams stability and long-term commitment. It proves the technology is still central to the business, and it's a massive green flag for good IP management. Honestly, it just makes their whole due diligence process that much smoother. Okay, so as we start to bring this all together, it's really time to reframe how you think about all this. These deadlines aren't chores. They are a predictable, strategic rhythm that you can use to build a much stronger business. So here is your playbook, and it's super simple. First, anticipate these checkpoints. Don't ever let them sneak up on you. Second, use each one as a trigger to evaluate your business strategy. And third, take that deliberate step to protect your asset. That's it. It's a rhythm.
Ultimately, this is the transformation we've been talking about. When you follow this rhythm, your patent literally evolves. It starts out as a guardrail, then it grows into a moat that protects you, and finally, it becomes a beacon, a signal that you've built something with real, lasting power.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about. Your patent is supposed to be a guardrail, protecting your business on its long journey. The question is, are you actively checking to make sure it's strong enough to do its job?